Charles Manson, the dark legacy of a cult leader. Charles Manson was an American criminal and cult leader who became infamous in the late 1960s for orchestrating a series of murders in California. His life and actions have since become a subject of widespread fascination and analysis, reflecting larger themes of societal upheaval during that era. Manson was born on November 12, 1934, in Cincinnati, Ohio. His early life was marred by instability. His mother, a teenage runaway, was often absent, and he spent time in juveniles and institutions. He was a petty criminal from a young age, and by the age of 16, he was arrested for robbery and was sent to a reform school. His troubled youth laid the groundwork for his later manipulative behavior. In the 1960s, Manson moved to California, where he became involved in the counterculture movement. He quickly developed a following, attracting disenchanted young people who sought meaning and belonging. Manson presented himself as a sort of spiritual leader, combining elements of Scientology, biblical imagery, and his own philosophies, often with a focus on themes of apocalyptic race wars. His group, known as the Manson family, became infamous for its communal lifestyle, characterized by drug use, free love, and extreme loyalty to Manson. He exerted significant psychological control over his followers, many of whom were young women who saw him as a father figure or messianic leader. Manson's true infamy arose from the brutal murders he orchestrated in August 1969. The most notorious of these was the Tate murders, where actress Sharon Tate, who was 8 months pregnant, was killed alongside 4 others at her home in Los Angeles. The next night, under Manson's orders, his followers killed Leno and Rosemary LaBianca. Manson sought to incite a race war, which he called Helter Skelter, named after a Beatles song. He believed these murders would serve as a catalyst for societal collapse. Manson and many of his followers were arrested in late 1969. The subsequent trial, which began in 1970, was highly publicized and sensationalized. Manson displayed erratic behavior during the proceedings, often using the courtroom as a platform to express his ideology. Manson was sentenced to death, but his sentence was converted to life in prison after California abolished the death penalty in 1972. Throughout his life, he remained a controversial figure, with many seeing him as a symbol of the dark side of the 1960s counterculture. Manson died in prison on November 19, 2017. But his legacy endures in various forms of media, including books, films, and television shows, reflecting society's ongoing fascination with cults and the psychological manipulation of followers. Charles Manson's infamy lies not only in the horrific nature of the crimes he orchestrated, but in what he represented, a dark twist on the ideals of love, peace, and freedom that were heralded in the counterculture of the 1960s. His life raises complex questions about the manipulation of power, the vulnerabilities of youth, and the capacity for evil within ordinary individuals. Please like and subscribe for more creepy and paranormal with Dark Side Off the Void.